Hello and welcome to Rolling with Reviews. I'm Will, and with me as always is the person who likes to play with IKEA shelves in her board games,
Sarah.
And today we're doing a review of Shelfie Stacker. Now if you're curious about our two-player perspective and accessibility, check out our other video called Rolling with Two, Shelfie Stacker. Sarah, tell us a bit about this game.
All right, in Shelfie Stacker, players compete to accumulate the most illustrious board game collection. Players will play cards to manipulate the dice that represent board games. After drafting dice, players will place the dice on their shelves according to color and value rules. Whoever has the most valuable Shelfie at the end of 7 rounds wins. Okay, so Will, why did we get this?
So I think we saw this on one of the crowdfunding sites, but at the time we were a little strapped, so we had to make decisions, chose to pass. So when you saw it again on a math trade, you put it on as a want, and we got it through there.
Yes, we did. So what do we like about the game?
The IKEA shelves.
The theme and implementation of it is just cute as a button. I mean, we're gamers.
Yes.
The game is about gamers collecting board games.
Behind us are 2 games of Shelfie Stacker going on right now in real time. It's amazing.
Yes, it is. So yeah, it's really fun theme of seeing yourself as a gamer in a game about board games. So yeah, it's just really cute.
Yeah, and even the cards are calling out the different styles of collecting and,
and gamer types.
Yeah, gamer types. So it really hit home for us.
So speaking of the cards, there's a variety of ways to set those cards up. You have 16 total in the game, but you only ever play with 8 per game, and there's like 4 different ways to set it up.
Yeah, you can either play with a set of cards that they specify. You can go through them and choose the 8 that everybody plays with.
Right.
You can randomly give people 8 of the 16 cards, and they don't know until they see them.
Right.
Or you can give each person the 16 cards, and then they can choose the 8 that they want.
Yeah. So there's a lot of ways to tailor this game to you and your game group's preferred play style.
Yes.
So that's really cool.
I also think the card abilities are a fantastic. It was like a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
So when you play a card, it'll give you a number which will determine when you draft dice to put on your shelves. In addition to that, it also gives you an ability. Most games would have you use that ability when you play the card.
Right then and there, and then it's done.
Yes. Not this game. If you want to, you could use it right then and there. Or you could hold on to it. And later down the line, after you got maybe a couple of cards built out, you can have like a little combo action going.
Right. So you can save it. So, I mean, for me, oftentimes it would be, ooh, I don't really need to draft. Like, I can do a higher number, which means I'd go later because I want that ability out and available to me. I don't want to use it now, but it's like you can set it up so that when you do need to use a lower card value to get the dice you want, but that doesn't have a great ability, you can do it, but then have the manipulation that you want and use those.
Yeah.
So it was a really nice strategic, I'm not forced to use the ability just because I wanted to use this card for its initiative order.
Yeah, because a lot of games will also use that as extra obstacle for player to overcome in the mechanisms. But this game doesn't have you fighting yourself to play it.
Exactly. Also, that we did get a copy that had the deluxe version, which has like 3 mini module type things.
Yeah, the hoarding tile, the special delivery boxes, and the secret goals for players. I forgot what that's.
Wish list.
Wish list.
So we like the different delivery boxes.
Special delivery.
It's 3 boxes, and each one has a token that has different abilities. So as that box doesn't get picked, the dice stay there but get a token so that eventually it gets drafted. The person gets all the tokens that have accumulated, which are manipulative abilities.
Yeah, you spend the token to do the ability listed on its respective box.
The only downside is there were times where we felt we didn't want the dice to be kept, would have preferred the normal routine where you clear off the box not used, put new dice on, but with how it works for this, the dice stay there.
Yeah, it was meant to be an incentive of
Right.
like, how about now? Are they good enough now? No. Are they good enough now? No.
Yeah, usually the problem is it's not the colors that you want, because the abilities were all about manipulating the number. But if it came down to it, like, I just don't want purple. I can't put purple on my shelf.
Yeah.
I don't want purple. You still don't want to take it.
Yes.
But overall, the new abilities were neat.
Yep.
I think that's everything. So what do we not like about the game?
I think in a 2-player, the scoring fell flat for us.
The box choices also didn't really feel like it scaled. Like, when we played, it always seemed like there was one box that was just the best, and the best for both players. And then the other box choices were not great.
Yeah, and that really skewed how the game then took off from there, because now from turn 1, player B is working at a disadvantage and has to compromise, and player 1 is still, or I should say player A. I shouldn't mix my alphanumeric. Player A is, scooting ahead because they got the perfect setup, and now they're just going on for more perfect dice.
Yeah, and it also seemed like if one player ended up putting dice on their shelf of shame, they lost. It's because there were negative numbers, but if you were drafting dice that poorly, it just meant the rest of your board wasn't good either.
Right.
So just not the best experience at 2 players, which kind of sucks for us because we mainly play at 2 players. So.
Yes.
Also, when it comes down to it, as much as we like a lot about it, the puzzle itself just felt very simplistic and restrictive. Just not a lot of depth to it, because you have one color per column and you have to put a low number, and then each number above has to be one higher. You can never put the same number twice.
Yeah, you can't put a 3 over 3. It has to, if it's a 3, then the next number has to be 4, 5, or 6.
So it just felt like a lot of meaningful choices were taken out of the game. I understand they're trying to make it lighter.
Yes.
But it just means that this is not a game you'd want to play a lot.
Right.
So, but I think that's it. So, who is this for?
I would say casual and intermediate gamers.
Higher player counts.
3 and 4 players would be much better than the 2-player.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think most hardcore gamers will appreciate the theme, and they'd probably enjoy one play of it, but then they'd probably be over it, most of them.
Yeah, there might not be enough, despite how smart a lot of the choices were.
Yeah.
It just might be a little too loose.
Yeah, the gameplay itself just might not offer enough replay depth.
Yes.
Yep. All right, ratings.
So for our ratings, we each have 1d6 worth of ratings to give. 1 is low, 6 is high. We give a number, a reason why, and see what it rolled for us when we add them together.
Yes.
Sarah, what did Shelfie Stacker roll for you?
Sadly, it kind of rolled a 3. So as much as I love the theme and the quotes on the cards were just hilarious. And I like a lot of the smart choices with those cards. When it comes down to it, the core puzzle is just a bit too light for me. I just wanted a bit more engagement. And yes, I was making some meaningful choices with using the cards to manipulate, but just overall, it wasn't as engaging. And it just really comes down to the 2-player experience wasn't great. And we are going to be mostly playing 2-player right now. Mm-hmm. So it just didn't tick enough of the boxes to be a long-term choice that I wanted to keep coming back to.
Right. For me, I'm a little nicer on it. I gave it a 4.
Okay.
It's an okay game. Mm-hmm. I like a lot of the decisions that happen in the game. I'm just not a big fan of, like Sarah was saying, in the 2-player count.
Yeah.
And given the fact that we're mainly playing 2 players, it's probably going to be one that we just trade away.
Yeah.
Not because it's a bad game. Mm-hmm. It's just because it doesn't fit what we need in our library.
Agreed.
So, 7 out of 12. just a halfway decent
Right. It's
score.
going to be really great for certain players.
Yes.
And it's just, we're not quite in that target.
Right. Lots of smart stuff, good production value.
Yeah.
Just not the experience we're looking for.
Agreed.
All right. And Sarah.
Yes.
What part of the board game collection thing do you think Shelfie Stacker is missing?
I don't know. I mean, they even have like a math trader in there. And I think that's just like, whoa, that's a really small part of the board game, geekiness. There's a lot of people who don't know what a math trade is.
Yeah.
I am drawing a blank. What would you recommend?
The bling.
Oh, upgrade bits. Yes.
Yes. So figuring out how to add extra bits onto your little die.
Yeah, you'd have to have, because I think you could do tokens, but then they'd get knocked off easily.
Yeah.
So you'd need something that kind of clips or rests on top of the dice.
Right.
That would be really cool to say that you upgraded that game with metal coins and,
Miniatures.
and shaped wooden bits and yeah.
And special organizers.
Oh, yeah. That would be cool. That'd be a new, neat deluxe mini expansion.
Yes. All right, and that'll do it for us, and we've been
Rolling with Reviews.
If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with Two, that's TWO. We're on Blue Sky, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Discord, we have a channel on Tabletop Express. Check the show notes for the invite link.
If you have time, check out the other content Nanaman has found for you, because remember, he's rolling with you.